Good morning. Can you guys see me? Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me now? Good morning. Good morning. Sorry, I don't know what went wrong with the other link. Please share this link with your friends. Okay? Share the link with your friends. I don't know what went wrong with the other link. You're welcome to today's session. Okay, a quick look at let's see what's happening in the market. Okay, okay. Can you guys hear me? If you guys can hear me, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? Good morning, guys. Good morning, guys. How are you doing today? How are you doing today? Sorry, the other link failed. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? If you can hear me, drop your comments if you can hear me. I want to see your comments. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? If you can hear me, please drop your comments. How's been your week? I hope the week has been profitable. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? If you can hear me, please drop a comment. If you can hear me, drop a comment. Drop your comment. I want to see your comments. I welcome you to today's session. Drop a comment if you can hear me. Drop a comment. Good morning. Let's go straight to business. Okay, let's start with Australian dollar USD. Like I told you guys during the weekly market outlook session, I told you guys my bias on Australian dollar USD is bullish, and I took a buy trade on Australian dollar USD. That was on Tuesday, right? On Tuesday, I executed buy on Australian dollar USD, and yesterday I closed it in I think 70 to 80 pips profit on Australian dollar USD. And at the moment, I still believe Australian dollar USD is bullish. Okay, but at the moment, you shouldn't consider buying Australian dollar USD, though the trend is still bullish. There's a high probability that price will pull back. Okay, there's a high probability that it's going to pull back. Okay, wait for the pullback before you buy Australian dollar USD. After the close of yesterday candle, you can see yesterday candle closed strongly bullish, and you can see what pushed price up yesterday. You can see there was a support here. Price tested this support, and there was a strong rejection from that level. Okay, so yesterday candle closed strongly bullish. Okay, it closed strongly bullish, and I believe a fair value gap was created on, let's go to 4 hour. So a fair value gap was created on 4 hour. Okay, and let's go down to 1 hour. On 1 hour also, a fair value gap was created. So there is a high probability it is possible that Australian dollar USD would come fill this gap. Okay, so you should wait for price to fill this gap before you consider buying Australian dollar USD. You could also apply your Fibonacci tool, okay, from swing low to the swing high. This is the recent swing high. So you want to ensure that price pulls back to a discount zone before you buy. Wait for price to pull back to a discount zone before you buy. That is my take for Australian dollar USD at the moment. Okay, you could also take the risk selling Australian dollar USD. If you want to trade the pullback, you can take the advantage. You can take advantage of the pullback because we already have a bearish reversal pattern here. This is a bearish reversal pattern and it formed at a premium level. You can see it's at a premium level because if you apply your Fibonacci from this swing high, take it from this swing high, let's say from this point to this point, okay, that is from this swing high to this swing low, you will see that price is at premium. Okay, price is at premium and the pattern we have here is an engulfing pattern. Okay, it's an engulfing pattern, but be careful selling Australian dollar USD because the long-term trend is bullish. So you have to be very conservative if you're trading pullbacks. Please, you have to be very conservative. Okay, but we have a bearish setup here which is at a premium level. You can see what stopped price, what held price here is this resistance. Can you see? This is what is holding price. Okay, so if a candle closes above this resistance, there's a high probability that Australian dollar USD would go bullish. If this resistance is broken, if a 4-hour candle closes above this level, you could consider buying Australian dollar USD. So those are the two things that is likely going to play out. It is either price pulls back to a discount or a 4-hour candle closes above the high of, or above this resistance. Buy above this resistance or buy if price pulls back to a discount level. I hope that is clear. So my long-term bias on Australian dollar USD is still bullish. It is still bullish. And if I would buy Australian dollar USD, it's either a 4-hour candle closes above this resistance or it pulls back to this fair value gap. It comes to fill this fair value gap. Those are the two areas I would consider buying Australian dollar USD. I hope that is clear. Good morning, Mr. Daniel. Good morning, Mr. Abraham. Good morning, Mr. Eze. Good morning, Mr. Ned. Please, if you are in this session, if you are in this meeting, please drop a comment so that I can recognize you. Drop a comment, and if there's any pair you want us to analyze together, just drop it in the comment section. If you have any question, drop it in the comment section. So let's move to the next pair. Euro USD also is bullish. Okay, what we have on Euro here is a bullish setup. Let's start with the daily. Okay, so yesterday candle closed as an engulfing. Okay, and yesterday candle closed above this resistance. This tells me that demand is higher than supply. When a candle closes above a resistance, it tells me that demand is higher than supply and there is a high probability for price to keep going up. Okay, so after the close of yesterday candle, I believe a fair value gap was created. Let's go to 4-hour and 1 hour, and I think price wants to fill that gap before it continues with its bullish move. Let's see what we have on 4-hour yesterday. Okay, let's go to 1 hour. Okay, so on 1 hour, you would see we had several fair value gap here. Okay, we had a fair value gap here. Okay, so it is likely price will come fill this fair value gap, and it is likely price will just hit this support level which became a resistance and pulls back. Okay, so when price drops to these zones, when price drops to these levels, you wait for a bullish reversal pattern to form before you buy. Now, price is at this level at the moment. It is possible for Euro US to continue buying from this point. It is very possible. So if a bullish reversal pattern forms at this level, you could also consider buying, because we had, if you go back here, we had a resistance here. Okay, we had a resistance here. So if a 4-hour candle closes above this resistance, which became a support, then became a resistance now after this candlestick closed below it, if a candle closes above this level, there's a high probability that Euro USD could continue with its bullish move. Okay, it's a probability that to get to this place is a probability, it's not certain. It can continue moving up from this current market price. And since we have a previous resistance here, if a bullish reversal pattern forms here, maybe an hammer or a marubuzu forms here, you can buy. Okay, after the close of the candle, you go to maybe 15 minutes, 5 minutes, and confirm the structure on those time frame. I hope you get me. Then you can buy. Okay, so that's my take on Euro USD. Euro USD, I'm bullish on Euro USD. Okay, I hope that is clear. Yeah, we'll look at gold. Sure, we'll definitely look at gold. Okay, so that's my take on Euro USD. It is still bullish. Let's see gold. Gold is still bullish. You cannot sell gold right now, but you cannot buy gold also right now. Gold is still bullish, but you cannot buy gold right now. You cannot sell gold right now. I would not advise that you buy right now. It's very risky buying gold. But long term gold is still bullish. Okay, let's look at the daily. Okay, so you can see yesterday candle closed above this resistance. It closed above that resistance. That tells me that demand is higher than supply, and you can see today gold has been bullish. It has been bullish. It has been bullish. So let's go down to 4 hour. If this low is not cleared on 4 hour, don't sell gold. If gold does not close below the low of this bullish candle, don't sell gold. Don't sell gold if it does not close below that level. Let's go to 1 hour. Let's see what we have on 1 hour. So we have a support here. If I'm to take any trade on gold right now, I could risk buying. I could risk buying because a support, this is a support has formed here. Okay, a support has formed here. If I'm going to buy, my stop loss will be at this level. My stop loss will be at this level. And when you look at the difference, if I'm setting my stop loss at this level, that risk is as high as that's about 200 and something pips. Yeah, 210 pips. That risk is too high. I don't take such trades. I don't take such trades. If I'm to take any trade on gold, it will be buy. My stop loss will be at this level, but that risk is too high. I can't take such trade. I can't take such trades. I can't. Okay, the risk is too high. The risk on gold is high. Whether you are selling or buying, the risk is very high right now. The risk is very high right now. You only trade gold if you are comfortable with the high risk. Then you can trade gold. But I would advise that you avoid gold for now. Avoid gold. It's very risky right now. Okay. So that's my take on gold. GBP USD. Also, my bias remains bullish. Okay, it remains bullish. You can see what's happening on the weekly time frame. We had a support here, right? It was a resistance which became a support after this candlestick closed above it. It was a resistance here which became a support, and as you can see, the market is currently trading above that level. That tells me you can see the market is currently trading above that level. What played out last week, I think, was a pullback. As you know, those of you trade support and resistance, when there's a breakout from a resistance, there's a high probability that price will pull back. Those who trade ICT, if you go down to lower time frame, I'm sure this pullback that we saw or we experienced last week was to fill a fair value gap on lower time frames. If you go to 4 hour, 1 hour, you will see those fair value gaps, and I believe that was the reason price pulled back. Okay, for those who trade resistance, breakout of resistance, this is break and retest. Okay, now the reason they had to push price below this resistance or resistance turn support is to make retail traders sell. Most retail traders will sell, right, after this candlestick close below this, because they will see this as breakout from support, so they will start selling. That is why price didn't start or didn't stop. That is why price didn't stop at that level. It's just to entice retail traders to sell. That is it. And the institutions want to buy. If retail traders don't sell, the institutions will not be able to buy because they want their orders to be filled. So they need retail traders to jump in and start selling. Most retail traders would have entered sell. Most would have bought after this breakout. Okay, so right now you can see the market is trading above. If you go back here, you would see that level was also a what was it called? It was a resistance which became a support. You can see. So right now the market is trading above that level. That tells you there is more demand than supply. So let's go to 4 hour. Okay, let's go to daily. So you can see how yesterday candle closed. This was on Tuesday candle. This was an hammer on Tuesday. Then yesterday it closed as an engulfing. This is an engulfing candle. Okay, so the best price to have entered buy on GU would have been after the formation of this hammer. That would have been the best price to buy, to have entered buy on GU. And the market is currently trading how many pips? About 64 pips. 64 pips above that level. If you want to buy GU now, your stop loss must be below this level, because there's a possibility for price to pull back to come and fill a fair value gap that was created yesterday. So your stop loss will be below this level. If you set your stop loss above this level, there's a high probability that they will hunt for your stop loss. There's a high probability. Your stop loss must be up below this level. So if price moves up, if price goes up and breaks this, maybe this resistance, if a 4-hour candle closes above that resistance, you can now adjust your stop loss maybe to this level if this resistance is broken. So I think GU is likely heading to this next area of liquidity. That's my take on GU. It's likely going to hit that level. The only thing that will make GU sell will be fundamentals. Okay, the only thing that will make GU sell will be fundamentals. I believe we are expecting some fundamentals later today, right? Later today, there are some fundamentals news that will be released from the United States. Okay, and if the news favors the dollar, then GBP USD could go bearish. But technically, GU is bullish. GU is bullish. If you look at the structure on GU, you would see that it's a bullish structure, right? This is a bullish structure. It's been forming series of high, lower high, you can see. So this is a bullish structure on GU. Okay, so that's my take on GU. I'm still bullish on GU. Okay, USD CHF. Okay, we'll look at USD CHF. Okay, let's look at USD CAD. USD CAD is bearish. Okay, it is bearish. USD CAD is bearish. Let's start with the daily. As you can see, yesterday candle closed as an engulfing. Okay, it closed as an engulfing pattern. Now, after the formation of this engulfing candle, I believe a fair value gap was created on 4-hour, 1 hour, 15 minutes. Always identify the fair value gaps on lower time frames. 4-hour, 1 hour, 15 minutes. You can even go as low as 5 minutes and 1 minute time frame to identify those fair value gaps. And you ensure that your stop loss is below those fair value gaps, because those are the areas the institutions will want to hunt for. Those are the areas they want to execute their trade. So you don't want to set your stop loss at those levels. It has to be, if you have 4-5 fair value gap, your stop loss must be below those fair value gaps. It must be below. You cannot use any of those areas or levels as your stop loss. It has to be far below that level. Okay, if the risk is too high, wait for price to pull back and fill those fair value gaps before you buy. If you think the risk is too high, wait for price to fill those fair value gaps before you buy. So now let's go down to 4-hour. Okay, you can see on 4-hour a fair value gap was created here, so it is likely price would pull back. Okay, it is likely price will pull back to fill this fair value gap. Okay, price is likely going to pull back to fill that fair value gap. Now, based on what is happening right now on the charts, based on the current market price, you could see that we have what looks like an engulfing candle here. Okay, I think this is a deception. This is to entice retail traders to buy this move. Okay, they intentionally push price above this high. You can see they push price above this high so that retail traders will jump in and buy. Okay, that is why they intentionally push price above the high of this candle. Okay, now if this current 4-hour candle closes bearish, you could go bearish on USD CAD. If this candle closes bearish, you could go bearish on USD CAD. Okay, so it's either this candle closes bearish for us to sell, or price pulls back to fill this fair value gap. Like I said, if you are selling from this current market price, your stop loss must be above the fair value gap. So when you calculate the market risk, if you see that, if you think that risk is too much for you, please don't execute the trade. For example, let's assume this candle has closed bearish and I decide to sell 1.3487, okay? 1.3487, that is the current market price. And if I'm setting my stop loss will be at 3592, okay? My stop loss will be at 3592, okay? Right? It will be at 3592, and that risk is too high. That risk is too high. So I'll rather wait for price to pull back to fill that fair value gap. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Okay. Can you guys hear me? Please go to Forex Factory to confirm. Okay. I think it's by 1:30 or 2:30. 1:30 or 2:30, the news will be released. Okay. So if I'm to take this trade, my stop loss will be above this level. Above this level. Okay. So like I said, we are expecting major news from the US by, I think it's by, let me check. I'm trying to check. Should be by 1:30. 1:30. 1:30. 1:30 2:45. 1:30 2:45. That's when the news will be released. 1:30 2:45. Okay, so that's my take on USD card. You want to wait for price to pull back, fill this fair value gap, or you sell if this candle closes bearish. But the risk on this trade will be too high if you sell. So I would advise that you wait for price to pull back, fill that fair value gap, and before you sell. I hope that is clear. Yeah, the risk is too much. The risk is too much. Yeah, the risk is too much. Jeremiah, you're right. The risk is too much. So let's look at what I recommend that you should trade today, okay, is the JPY pairs. I see better setup on JPY pairs, and also considering the major news that will be released, okay, you should look at the JPY pairs, okay, look at the JPY pairs. Let me see what's happening on Euro JPY. Okay, I took a sell on Euro JPY. You can see the pattern we have. Okay, I took a sell, as you can see. My stop loss is at this level. Okay, so I'm expecting Euro JPY to go bearish. I'm not even expecting, I've already entered the trade, and the risk on this trade is about 50 pips, 50 pip risk. I believe after the formation of this shooting star, I believe a fair value gap was created, let's say on 1 hour or 15 minutes, and probably price wants to pull back to fill that fair value gap on, let's go to 15 minutes. So a fair value gap, I believe, was created on 15 minutes. So it's likely price will pull back. Here's the fair value gap here. Okay. It's likely price will pull back to fill this gap. Okay, this is the gap. So it is likely price will pull back and fill this gap. So if you have not executed a trade on Euro JPY, you might want to wait for price to pull back and fill that fair value gap before you sell. Okay, because if you sell from the current market price 164.78, your stop loss will be around 165.40. That's about 70 pip risk. 70 pip risk. If that is not too high, then you can go in and start selling. Okay, or you wait for price to pull back to fill that fair value gap. But the truth is that the price will pull back to fill that fair value gap is a probability. There is no guarantee that it will go back and fill that gap. There is no guarantee. So if you have good funds in your trading account, you can go in with small lot size. You can go in, let's say you're trading with 0.2 lot size. You can go in with let's say 0.08 lot size. Okay. And when price pulls back and fill that fair value gap, you go in with the remaining 0.12 lot size. That's how I do it, so that you don't miss the move. Okay, so that you don't miss the move. So that's my take on Euro JPY. On GJ, let's see what's happening on GJ. I took a sell also on GJ. I took a sell also on GJ. Let's see. Is it in profits? Yeah, it's GJ. Okay, GJ also is in profit. GJ also is in profit. Okay. I think GJ is good for sell. GJ is good for sell. I think GJ has already filled fair value gap that was created. This was the fair value gap that was created on GJ, and I think GJ has already filled that gap. You can see this is the gap that was filled, that was created on GJ. This 15 minutes fair value gap. Okay, 15 minutes fair value gap. Let's go down to, I believe there's a fair value gap on 5 minutes. That's why it, let's go to 5 minutes and see. So you can see why, you can see the fair value gap here. You can see the fair value gap on 5 minutes. So that gap also has been filled. I think GJ is set for sell. GJ is set for sell. I'm already in. If you are selling, please, your stop loss should be 10 pips above this level. 10 pips above this level. The news that was released for Euro was negative. The news that was released was negative. So Euro is weak, okay, fundamentally. Now, technically also, based on the pattern on we can see on the chart, we can see that technically Euro JPY is bearish. And the news that was released for Euro was negative. So we should expect GJ and Euro JPY to go bearish. I hope that is clear. Which other instruments, which other pair do you want us to analyze? Which other pair? So UJ is bearish. Australian dollar, JPY pairs are bearish. JPY pairs are bearish. Euro also is bearish. But let's just look at DXY. What do we have on DXY? So you can see what we have on 5 minutes DXY. It's indicating that the bears are showing up strong. It indicates that DXY is going bearish. Can you see that? This is just 5 minutes, but let's go to our higher time frame. You can see. So I think DXY is weak. Okay. We had the resistance here. Can you see? So it's likely going to go bearish from this level. It's likely going to go bearish. If the 1 hour candle closes bearish below this supply zone, if it closes bearish, then we should expect more bearish move on DXY. We should expect more bearish move on DXY. Let's go to 15 minutes and see what we have on 15 minutes. So you can see on 15 minutes, we have bearish reversal pattern on 15 minutes. You can see, I think this bullish move that we saw here was to clear liquidity at this previous high, and I think they've achieved that, this previous high. Okay, so it's likely DXY will go bearish from this point. It's likely DXY will go bearish, and if DXY is bearish, it means GU, Australian dollar, USD, New Zealand USD would go bullish. Euro USD will go bullish. Every pair that has USD as the counter would go bullish if DXY is bearish. And if DXY is bullish, those pairs that have USD as counter would go bearish because the dollar is strong. I hope that is clear. Yeah, GBP has news by 1:30, okay? Okay, it's okay. Let me check. 1:30. Is it a major news? Okay, yeah, it's a major news by 1:30. I can see that. Okay, so let's go down to which other instrument? Now let's also let's look at is my trading view open? Let's look at JPY basket. Okay, let's see JPY basket. Okay, so let's look at JPY basket. JPY basket. If JPY basket is bearish, so you can see what we have on JPY basket. Can you see what we have? Can you see what we have on JPY basket? Okay, can you see what we have? This is a bullish pattern on JPY. This tells us that JPY is gaining momentum right now. JPY is gaining momentum, okay? Because price, I believe the bearish move that we saw this morning was to clear liquidity. There is no crush on this on trading view. You can see this bearish move we saw this morning, I think was to clear liquidity at this previous low. there's no crochet tool. Okay, let me use the hold on. Okay, so at this point, okay, at this point, they cleared liquidity at this low, okay, and right now price is trading above that low. So JPY is gaining momentum. You can see the pattern we have at the moment is an engulfing pattern. So JPY is gaining momentum. That is why Euro JPY is bearish now. GBP JPY also is bearish now because JPY is gaining momentum. It is gaining momentum. So if the current can, okay, let's go to 4 hour. So you can see what we have on 4 hour. The previous candle, you can see this candle. You can see it closed as an hammer. The previous 4 hour candle closed as an hammer. So if the current candle closes bullish, if the current candle closes bullish, it will give JPY more momentum. If it closes bullish, then we should expect more bullish move, more bearish move on JPY pairs. If the current 4 hour candle closes bullish, we should expect more bullish move on, sorry, more bearish move on JPY pairs. I hope that is clear. I hope that is clear. If JPY basket is bullish, it means JPY is strong. JPY is strong. So we would expect more bearish move on JPY pairs. I hope that is clear. That will be all for this session. Do you have any question? Any question? Do you have any question? Any question? I think we've looked at all the instruments you mentioned. Do you have any question or you have any other instrument you want us to analyze together? Let me know, let me know, let me know, let me know. Let me know, let me know, let me know. Do you have any question? Do you have any question? Any question? Do you have any question? Do you have any question? Any question? USD CHF. I think we okay. Let's look at USD CHF. USD CHF. This is a bearish setup. This is a bearish setup. Okay, USD CHF is bearish. With what I see here, it is bearish. Clear of liquidity. Okay, so if a candle closes below this level, you might want to go bearish on USD CHF. Okay, there's a clear of liquidity at this level. Okay, so if a candle closes below the low, below this high that was cleared, then you can go bearish on USD CHF. After 4 hours, let's see what we have on 1 hour. Let's see what we have on 15 minutes. Okay, let's see what we have on 5 minutes. So this pattern we have on 15 minutes, 5 minutes is a bearish reversal pattern. So I expect bearish move on USD CHF. I expect bearish move on USD CHF. That's my take. NZD USD is bearish. NZD USD is bearish. Fine. It's bearish. Sorry, bullish. Sorry. NZD USD is bullish, please. Bullish. Bullish. NZD USD is bullish, please. It is bullish. This is a good setup on NZD USD is good. Is good. NZD USD is good for buy. Okay, but if you are buying, your stop loss should be at this level. Calculate the risk, please. Your stop loss should be at this level. Okay, so if you decide to buy NZD USD, NZD USD is good for buy, but if you decide to buy, the risk is about 64 pips. the risk is about 64 pips. If your capital is below $100, I would not advise that you take this trade. If your capital is above 100, that means you can trade with 0.02 lot size. You can go in with 0.01 lot size. Let's say the risk, if you have $200 and you are risking, let's say $8, let's say you're risking $8 on a trade. On this trade, you go in with, since the risk is 60 something pips, you trade with 0.01 instead of 0.02 that you normally use, because the risk is between 40 to 50 pips. You go in with 0.01 lot size. I hope that is clear. The risk is high. Or you wait for, let me see, I think it has filled the fair value gap on lower time frame. Let's go to 4 hour. Has it filled the gap? Let's see. You can see a fair value gap was created here. Can you see? Okay, it has not filled that gap. Okay, it has not filled this gap. Let's go to 1 hour. What do we have on 1 hour? Okay, so on 1 hour, see what we have on 1 hour. A fair value gap was created here on 1 hour. You can see, and so you should work with this. A fair value gap was created on 1 hour. Price already pulled back, though didn't feel this. It didn't feel the gap, maybe because of this resistance that was here. That was why I didn't feel it. Okay, because of this resistance, resistance turn support, that could be the reason it didn't fill that gap. So NZD USD I see a good buy setup on NZD USD. If you are okay with that risk, 60 something pips, then go in. After news is released, after the major news is released, you can now reduce your risk to maybe 40 pips. But before the news is released, your stop loss must be below at this level. This is where your stop loss will be before news is released. If after the news is released, the market goes in your direction, you can now adjust your stop loss. So maybe a few pips below the fair value gap. But right now, if you want to take this trade, your stop loss has to be at this level. I hope that is clear. So NZD USD is a good, I see a good buy setup on NZD USD. I see a good buy setup. It's going to go clear liquidity at this previous high. That is where New Zealand USD is heading to. So for example, if we decide to take a risk of 60 pips and our first tip is at this level, 6176, that's about 90 pip risk or 90 pip profits. That's a good risk reward, right? 1:1.5 is still a good risk reward. So you can consider taking that trade. Okay, so guys, that'll be all for today's session. I wish you guys a profitable trading day. If this is your first time participating in the live stream, please subscribe to the channel, like the stream. If you got value from the stream, please like the stream. And if you're not on the WhatsApp group, please send me a message so that I can add you on the WhatsApp group. There's a lot of information I drop, a lot of videos I do drop on the WhatsApp group that will really help you in your trading career. So you have to be on the WhatsApp group. A lot of information I drop there before coming on live on YouTube. So you need to be informed. You need to be informed. Like the Euro JPY trade I took, GBP JPY trade I took, I dropped it on the WhatsApp group. Okay, I dropped it on the WhatsApp group, and you could have taken advantage of that trade. So that will be all for today's session, and that will be all for this week. We'll be meeting on, I think, on Sunday, 8 p.m. for weekly market outlook session. So don't miss that session. Don't miss it. Okay, you guys should have a wonderful day.